Let me tell you something that has shaken millions of people across the country. Charlie Kirk's unexpected death at Utah Valley University wasn't just another tragic headline. It was a moment that stopped everyone in their tracks. The news spread fast, but the shock hit even faster. Friends, followers, supporters, no one could believe it. And the person hit hardest of all was his wife, Erika Kirk. Erika's world completely shattered the moment she got the call. According to people close to the family, she broke down instantly, unable to speak, unable to move. Those who were there say it was one of the most heartbreaking scenes they've ever witnessed. Imagine hearing that the person you built your entire life with, the one you stood beside through every storm, is suddenly gone. It's the kind of pain words can't truly describe. Charlie wasn't just a public figure. To millions, he was a voice, sometimes controversial, sometimes inspiring, but always unshakably passionate. And whether you agreed with his views or not, his presence left an undeniable mark on the national conversation. His death didn't just silence a man, it paused an entire movement. The moment news broke, social media flooded with reactions. Prominent figures, journalists, friends, and even people who once debated him all came together in shock and grief. Some wrote messages of love and support for Erika. Others simply said they couldn't believe it. That's how deep the impact was. But perhaps the most emotional part came shortly after, when Erika Kirk reportedly received a phone call from Donald Trump himself. According to witnesses, the conversation was filled with grief, disbelief, and compassion. Trump expressed his condolences, telling Erika that Charlie was a fighter until the very end. The call has since gone viral, leaving millions touched by the raw humanity behind that moment. In today's video, we'll break down everything we know so far, the timeline of events leading up to Charlie's tragic passing, the reaction from his wife and those closest to him, and the national response that followed. We'll also take a closer look at that emotional phone call between Erika and Donald Trump, where she opens up about what really happened at Utah Valley University. So stay with me until the end, because this isn't just about news or politics. It's about love, loss, and how one moment can change everything.
Mass shooters that have been in America over the last 10 years.
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Charlie Kirk's sudden passing shocked everyone who was present at Utah Valley University on September 10, 2025. The tragedy struck during one of his signature Prove Me Wrong Q&A sessions, the kind of event he was best known for, where students were encouraged to question, debate, and challenge his views face-to-face. What was meant to be a moment of open dialogue and spirited discussion quickly turned into something no one could have ever imagined. Witnesses say the energy in the room shifted in an instant, from curiosity and conversation to complete chaos and confusion. People who had come to ask tough questions suddenly found themselves frozen, unable to process what was happening right before their eyes. Security rushed to the stage. Students were ushered out of the hall. Phones started recording as panic spread across the auditorium. Within seconds, the event that was supposed to showcase free speech became the site of a devastating tragedy that would leave the entire nation in shock. That day will be remembered not for the debate that was meant to happen, but for the silence that followed, a silence that still echoes in the hearts of those who were there.
Oh my God. Hey, go, run. Oh,
Counting or not counting gang violence?
great.
At around 12:20 p.m. MDT, gunshots suddenly rang out. Witnesses say Charlie Kirk was hit in the neck, and many believe the shot came from a distance, possibly a rooftop sniper. Chaos erupted as students ran for cover and security rushed to the stage. The shooter remains at large, leaving behind fear and unanswered questions. Police and investigators are still working to uncover how the attack happened and who is responsible.
It's got a custody on us. That's these.
You okay? Hey, buddy, be safe. Hey, be safe. Apparently, been shooting. I don't know who's been shot.
People in the audience described the scene as complete chaos. The shooting didn't just devastate Charlie's family, it sent shockwaves across the entire country. To truly understand the weight of this tragedy, you have to know who Erika Kirk is and the life she shared with Charlie. Erika isn't just known as Charlie Kirk's wife. She built her own inspiring path long before their story began. She first stepped into the public eye as Miss Arizona USA, using that platform to share her voice and passion. Over time, she became known for her strong faith, her heartfelt communication, and her ability to connect deeply with people. Later, she launched her podcast, Midweek Rise Up, where she spoke about growth, purpose, and belief. Listeners admired her honesty and the way she lived out her values. In May 2021, Erika married Charlie Kirk, the founder of Turning Point USA. Their relationship quickly became a symbol of faith, love, and shared vision. On social media, they often shared glimpses of their life together, celebrating milestones, traveling for events, and spending time with their growing family. They welcomed their first child, a daughter, in August 2022, and their son in May 2024. Erika often posted about motherhood, showing how much she cherished being a mom. On Father's Day, she shared a heartfelt message praising Charlie as a devoted father, someone who always put his family first. That's why news of his sudden death feels so painfully personal to so many. Fans and supporters can't help but think of Erika, now left to care for two young children while navigating unimaginable grief. Her silence since the tragedy speaks volumes. Many believe she's taking time to grieve privately, lean on her faith, and protect her children during this heartbreaking chapter. Even Donald Trump reached out personally, offering condolences to Erika and their kids, acknowledging the depth of their loss and the impact Charlie had on the nation.
Are you concerned for your own safety?
Not really. I'm really concerned for our country. We have a great country. We have a radical left group of lunatics out there, just absolute lunatics, and we're going to get that problem solved. I'm only concerned for the country. I spoke to Erika, his wife, and we had a long talk, and she's devastated. She is absolutely devastated, as you can imagine. He's an animal, total animal, and hopefully they'll have him and they'll get him. What he did is disgraceful. Charlie Kirk was a great person, a great man, great in every way, especially with youth. And what he did, what this man did, was disgraceful. So hopefully we'll have him and we will deal with him very appropriately.
The tragic death of Charlie Kirk sent shockwaves across the nation and around the world, drawing an outpouring of grief, condolences, and reflection from political leaders, celebrities, and supporters alike. From across the political spectrum, reactions highlighted the widespread impact of this loss. Former President Barack Obama addressed the tragedy with a tone of compassion and concern. In a brief statement, he condemned the violence, stressing that such acts have no place in a democracy. He extended his prayers to Erika Kirk and their children, emphasizing the importance of empathy and unity in times of heartbreak. Mike Pence, who frequently appeared alongside Kirk at public events, shared his sorrow and described Charlie as a good man. He expressed his support for Erika and the children, acknowledging both Kirk's significant political influence and his role as a loving husband and father. Senator J.D. Vance, a close personal friend, offered a heartfelt tribute, reflecting on their 8-year friendship. Vance recalled how Charlie had been a mentor and guide in political campaigns, sharing strategic insights and connecting him with influential figures such as Donald Trump Jr. He described Kirk as a dedicated patriot, a man unafraid to question his own beliefs, yet always committed to the causes he held dear. Vance's message highlighted that Kirk's influence extended far beyond politics. He touched lives personally and inspired those around him. Senator Mike Lee of Utah denounced the shooting as a cowardly act, urging Americans to pray for Erika and the children. His message stressed that violence accomplishes nothing but widens divisions. On the international stage, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu praised Kirk as a lion-hearted friend of Israel, honoring his dedication to conservative principles and global alliances. Meanwhile, President Joe Biden and House Speaker Mike Johnson released statements denouncing the shooting. Biden called for unity against political violence, urging the nation to come together in solidarity, while Johnson described the act as detestable, emphasizing that America must protect civic dialogue and ensure that such violence never occurs again. Beyond politics, celebrities and public figures shared grief and support for the Kirk family. Actor Chris Pratt posted on social media, praying for Charlie, Erika, and their children, asking for God's grace to comfort them. Jimmy Kimmel condemned the shooting as heartbreaking, sending love to the family while using the moment to call for unity against gun violence. Comedian Rob Schneider and musician Kid Rock also paid tribute, with Kid Rock calling Kirk a true patriot whose voice and values would not be forgotten. Even critics of Kirk spoke out. Liberal commentator Dean Withers expressed genuine sadness over the loss, emphasizing that no one should die from violence and that America must learn to disagree without bloodshed. Faith leader Franklin Graham highlighted Kirk's boldness and faith, encouraging others to continue his legacy of outspoken leadership and commitment to values. The international response further underscored Kirk's reach. Eduardo Bolsonaro, son of Brazil's former president, condemned the assassination, describing Kirk as a victim of hate and intolerance and warning about the dangers of political extremism worldwide. These reactions collectively show the breadth of Kirk's influence, spanning politics, media, entertainment, faith, and international relations. While the tones varied, one message was consistent. A young leader's life ended far too soon, leaving his family and followers to grieve and reflect. Above all, the thoughts and prayers for Erika Kirk and their children have dominated public discourse as the nation rallies to support a family left to navigate life without a husband and father. Charlie Kirk's death is a stark reminder of the fragility of life, the intensity of public influence, and the enduring importance of compassion, unity, and faith in the face of tragedy. His legacy, both personal and political, will continue to inspire and challenge those who knew him and those who admired him from afar.